Hi guys, I am so excited for today's video because we are going to be playing with some single shadows, and I love my single shadows. They're probably some of my absolute favorite items in my collection because they are just like so special. I don't know, there's something about single shadows that they make me really excited about makeup. And today we're going to be playing with some shadows from SHEIN by SD. I was sent all of these in PR, and this is also a sponsored video, but honestly what that means for you guys is just that the content is going to be better because I usually put in a little bit more effort into these videos. So I'm going to be showing you 4 looks with these, and I'm going to show you some swatches, and we're just going to have a good old time. So if you're new to SHEIN by SD, they are a Canadian indie brand. I have worked with them in the past. I have so many of their shadows. I will show you the other ones that I do have. I have them all right here, and they are so beautiful. So these are like my other SHEIN by SD shadows. I have a ton, can you tell? And I love them all. So I did do a video using a bunch of these. In that video I did 5 looks, I think. I will link that in the corner if you want to go check it out. But I was so happy with those looks, and I was so happy with the shadows, and I'm also so happy with these shadows that we're going to be playing with today. So she sent me 2 different collections as well as a multi-chrome. So I'm going to show you some swatches of these. Now I will say that the shimmer formula, or the formula from SHEIN by SD, just don't swatch very good. So please don't judge a shadow based on the swatch. Wait until you see them applied on the eyes, because the shimmer formula here is a little bit dry. So it just doesn't really stick that well when you try to swatch it out. But like on the eyes, if you use a glitter primer or you spray your brush, which is how I always apply my shimmer shadows, they are spectacular. They are so pretty, so wet looking, so reflective, so shiny. They're just, oh, so nice. We're gonna start with the iridescent ones. So even though the iridescent ones aren't like one collection, they're actually from both of the collections, but I wanted to kind of bunch those together first so you could see them. So this is them swatched out. So as you can see, they are very similar to the Terra Moon ones. They are just iridescent ones with a couple of shifts in them, and they're very, very beautiful. They're really pretty as inner corner shades. They also work beautifully on the lid, and it just gives you a really, really nice iridescent duochrome effect, and they're so beautiful. The next 4 here are from the Endless Shine collection, which again, some of the iridescent ones are from the same collection as well, but I just thought I would bundle them together like this because it just made sense in my head. But this is what they look like, and they're also really, really, really pretty. The bottom shade here is a multi-chrome, and it is so cool. Like, it is a pink to green to, it's hard to explain, but it's a very, very unique shadow, and I do use that in my 3rd look, I think it was. I've already filmed 3. I'm going to film another one after I film the intro to this. But the last collection here, or the last part of this collection, is the Primavera Crystals collection. These are also just so pretty. If you do go check out their website, keep in mind that all of the prices are in Canadian dollars, so it will change the exchange rate just a little bit. And a lot of these are sold as bundles and stuff like that as well. Just something to keep in mind if you want to save some money. I also do have a code with SHEIN by SD, which is not an affiliate code, but it will save you 10%, and it is just Annette. So I think we should go ahead and get into it because I'm just excited to show you the looks, and honestly I'm just excited to do another look because I'm having so much fun with these. So let's go ahead and get into the first look. My eyes are primed with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base as usual, and we're gonna get into these. I am so excited. I had so much fun last time I used SHEIN by SD shadows, so having all of these in front of me to play with makes me really happy. So I think for today's look, the shadows that are like really standing out to me is this blue here as well as this purple. So I kind of want to incorporate both of those like as my lid colors, and then do one of these iridescent ones in my inner corner. I think that would be really fun. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a purple and a blue crease. So I'm going to use a blue as a transition shade and then use a purple to deepen it up. And then we're going to do the shimmers on the lid. I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the mattes because this is going to be like a multiple look video, obviously. And so I don't want it to end up being too long. And since the shimmers are the stars of the show, I'm going to kind of breeze through the mattes kind of quickly and speed it up so you can still see what I'm doing, but I'm not going to really explain too much. And I'm going to try to keep my creases kind of like simple so that, you know, if you wanted to recreate anything like this, you easily could with what you have. So I'm going to start with a blue shade here, and I'm going to put that into my crease. And I'm also taking this underneath my eye and just connecting it to the outer corner of my eye. Just gonna make sure the edges are blended before I go in with that purple. Next up, I'm gonna go in with a purple shade and just use that to deepen up the outer corner of my eye as well as all the way through my crease, and then we will go in with the shimmers. Now for the fun part, I'm going to obviously put down some glitter primer because like I said in the beginning of the video, these shadows are quite dry. But once you do put them on top of something sticky, they are some of the most beautiful shadows in my collection. I absolutely love them. So I'm just putting this basically all over my lid. I'm not doing anything fancy at all. And then for the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to use the purple here. And this one is called Luminescence. Oh, look at that. I am so excited. I'm going to start in the middle and then kind of pull it outwards. That is so pretty. Oh, I love these shadows already. Oh, it just looks so good. What I love about them being kind of a dry formula is that they are also a little bit loosely pressed into the pan, which means that your brushes just pick them up so beautifully and you really get a lot of it on your eyes and it just makes it look so beautiful. I'm going to gently tap this into my crease a little bit here just so I can get a blend. And then for the inner portion of my lid, I'm going to use this blue here, which is called Frostberry. Just going to take that on the other side of my brush and just put that on the front portion of my lid. That is also so pretty. SHEIN by SD makes some of the most beautiful blue shimmers that I have. Like they all just look so nice and wet looking on the lids. And it's weird because when you swatch them, they seem kind of sheer, but on the eyes, they really become nice and opaque, especially if you do put them on top of a glitter primer. Whereas I find with some other shadows, if they swatch sheer, they apply kind of sheer as well. But as you could see, I didn't have to like cut my crease or anything like that. And you can't really see my crease colors through this because it just looks very nice and opaque. So the question now is, what do I want to do in my inner corner? I'm obviously looking at all of these beautiful iridescent ones, but I think I'm going to go with this first one here. And this is the shade called Twilight. I'm going to spray this because I don't really like having glitter primer in my inner corner. I don't know, sometimes it feels a little just weird and sticky. So just gonna go ahead and spray this and then put this in the inner corner. Like I said, that is so beautiful. I love this. All right, I think this is going to be it. I keep looking at these shimmers because they're so pretty. I'm gonna finish off my eyes and the rest of my face and I'll be back and I will show you the look. Can I just say I love this look? Like this look is so me. I love these colors together and I just feel really pretty. And I also really like my lipstick choice today. So I went with one from Menagerie. This is in the shade Starfish. It's one of the most beautiful purple lipsticks that I have in my collection and I don't wear it nearly enough because this looks so good. This looks really pretty. And then in my waterline, I used Ox from Lethal, which is just a kind of light blue. I felt like it would just kind of go with the rest of the look. And I also used a shade that I used in my inner corner on my brow bone as well as on my face. I'm not sure if you can see just how wet looking and pretty that looks. It reminds me so much of the formula from Bitter Lace Beauty, just in an eyeshadow. And I feel like all of these iridescent ones are going to work beautifully on the face. I'm definitely going to try that in the other looks as well. And I'm excited to play more with these because these are so fun. So I think let's just go ahead and get into the second look because that's really all I gotta say, except that I love this. I think this looks so good. Let's go ahead and do another look. So for the second look, I want to do something kind of inspired by like my scrunchies and my hair. So I want to do a kind of pink and orange crease and I want to work with especially the shadow here because this one looks so beautiful. This is a pink with a bit of a like a green shift to it. I don't know, it looks really cool. So I think that I want to do that. So I've pulled out my Made by Mitchell palette. This is the Head in the Clouds palette. I will show you what this looks like if you haven't already seen it, but I freaking love this palette. So I'm going to use this shade right here and probably this one in my crease. So I'm going to do a two-tone crease and I'm going to start with the orange in the front portion. Again, I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on the mattes because that is not what this video is about. So I'm going to take this in the front portion of my crease as well as the front portion underneath my eye. And I'm next going to dip into this shade right here. And that's going to be my outer crease shade. I'm going to try to keep this shape a little bit rounder than I have previously because I feel like all of my looks lately have just been super winged out. So I just want to do something a little bit rounder today. Taking this underneath my eye as well. So I feel like this already looks really good. The question is, do I want to add any kind of depth to this or do I want to kind of keep it on the softer side? I don't really want this to be like a super intense look. I kind of want it to be more of like a softer Valentine's-y look. So I'm just going to take that same shade on the outer corner of my eye and just try to get this shade as deep as I'm able to. Maybe I'll dip into a little bit of a darker purple, but I don't want this to be super dark. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I can always layer a little bit of a darker shadow over the top after I put down the shimmers if I feel like I need it. But let's go into the shimmers now. I'm so excited. This is so much fun. I am going to put down some glitter primer first because that is just kind of what I do these days. And this is just going to go all over my lid. And then I'm going to take this beautiful shade here, which it says it's a multi-chrome, and this is in the shade Clarity. And we'll see what this looks like. I plan on basically putting this, oh wow, okay, that's a lot lighter than I was expecting. That's so funny because when I look at it in the pan, it basically looks pink, but on the eye, that is so cool. It's even hard to explain, but it's got like a ton of stuff going on with it. That is such a cool color. I'm just going to take that all over my lid and blend it into my outer corner. This is such a cute look already. I really like this. So let's see, I do want to use one of the iridescent ones in my inner corner as well. So I'm trying to kind of look at them from the side to see what they look like. I think I'm gonna grab the shade right here. This one is called Torch. This one is a little bit more of a chunky formula, so I'm definitely going to spray that because I do want it to be nice and smooth. And I'm just gonna pop that right in my inner corner. This is very pretty as well, but I don't really feel like this look needed like something extra in the inner corner because the shade that I have on my lid is kind of stealing the show. So there's not like too much of a difference between these two colors, but I still just kind of wanted to try out and show you an extra shade here. But that is really, really pretty. I just love these kind of things in my inner corner. I feel like it just adds so much to a look, and it can especially add something to, you know, more of a, not toned down look, but more of a look that doesn't have like too much going on with it. Whereas I feel like this look, because the lid shade is so beautiful, it doesn't really need anything to distract from that in the inner corner of my eye, if you know what I mean, but it's still a beautiful shadow. So I think I want to keep the rest of this look like pretty light. I don't think I want to do anything too dramatic or like black liners or like anything too intense. So maybe I'll just do a little bit of mascara. Maybe I'll do like a pink eyeliner or something. I don't know. I'll come back when the look is done and I will show you what it looks like. So here is the look all done, and I have a cat hair sticking to my lips, which is not ideal. Let me tell you what I did to finish. So I put a little bit of orange on my top lid because I felt like having an orange liner would just kind of, I don't know, be fun with this. So this is in the shade Amplitude. It's from Lethal. It's like the only liners I ever use these days. On my lips, I have one of the Untitled lip cream stains. This is in the shade Sweet Tulip. I can't get enough of these. I know I say it all the time, but I love the formula on those so much. And in my waterline, I'm using the shade Extra Frosting from ColourPop. I'm not sure if these are available anymore. I feel like they keep discontinuing their liners all the time, and I never know like which shades are in stock, but this is a very, very pastel yellow, and I felt like it would look kind of similar to the lid shade, so that's how I finished off, and I love this look. I think this is it's very soft compared to what I normally do, but I feel very pretty and very cute and very Valentine's-y and still very me because it's still very colorful. So yeah, I really like this. I think we should just go ahead and get into the third look. I'm obviously having a blast playing with these. Oh, also I used a pink highlighter from Bitter Lace Beauty. This is in the shade Cupcake Crush. Probably my favorite pink highlighter in my collection. I think it is so beautiful. So let's go ahead and get into the third look. So I think for this look, I want to do something green, and you might be looking at this being like, Annette, there's not a lot of green in here, but I definitely want to showcase this color because it looks so pretty. And I feel like since I've done kind of like a warm tone look now, and I did a blue look, maybe a green look could be kind of fun, and then we can finish off doing maybe like a, I don't know, a purple look or something, just to like make sure that they're all very different. So that's going to be the star of the show. Probably going to use one of these iridescent ones on my lid as well, and I want to do one of my big wings. So obviously I'm going to start with the mattes. I'm going to start by just doing a green crease. Just starting off with a light green, and I'm going to put that as my transition shade, and then I'm going to deepen it up with a darker shade. I'm also going to take this underneath my eye. I'm going to keep it in quite a round shape because when I do my big wings, I just prefer having a very round shape so that my wing will extend past the eyeshadow because I just find that to look the best when I'm doing this technique. So the transition shade is down. I'm going to go in with a dark green and just use that to really deepen up my crease. Doesn't have to really be in the outer corner of my eye since I am going to be putting the liner over the top of that, but this is going all the way through my crease, and I'm going to make this as dark as I'm able to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my wing. I will link my tutorial up in the corner if you want to see how I do this, but I'm just going to speed through this so you can kind of see it quickly, but I'm not going to talk while doing it.
I'm trying to stay focused, but somehow all I can think of is when you split. I gotta find the motive, play forward, watch every sequence bit by bit, 'cause this is my own investigation.
And then, like I always do when I have my wing down, I'm just gonna take a little bit of black eyeshadow here and just make sure that, you know, everything is nice and opaque and I didn't miss any spots. Just gonna take that black over where I filled in the wing as well. And this is just going to make for a little bit of a better transition onto my lid. And since some of these shadows are a little bit like not on the sheer side, but they layer beautifully, it's just going to make for a nicer gradient. I'm also taking a little bit of this black just sort of into my crease in the outer corner here, because I just want to make sure that when my eye is open, you can kind of see like a little bit of a blur going inwards where I did the liner and like kind of where my crease begins here. Before we go in with the shimmer, I'm just gonna take some glitter primer and put that all over my lid where I want the shimmer to go. And I'm so excited to put this green on my lid, you have no idea. And the shadow I'm going to use is going to be this one. This one is in the shade Radiant. Look at that. Oh, so excited. Let's see what it looks like on the eye. It's basically, oh, that's so pretty. It's basically just gonna go all over my lid. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room just in the front portion of my lid because I do want to use one of the iridescent ones, but this is so beautiful. Just going to blend that into the outer corner here. And I'm probably gonna go back in with a little bit more of the black just to kind of pull that back over when I'm done. And then for the front portion, I'm gonna do a little bit of this one right here, which is in the shade Crystals. I think this is going to look so good. I might want to spray this a little bit, but I'm gonna see how it looks before I do that, because I don't think that my glitter primer is completely sticky still, because it's taken me a little bit of time. I was on my phone a little bit, but actually I don't think I need to spray this because this looks so pretty. So these are kind of similar in color, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I can definitely see it, like formula-wise, these are very, very different. Like this one is way more glittery, whereas the other one is just very, very nice and smooth and wet looking. Oh, but I really love that. Do you see just like how, I don't know, just how much like that added to the look despite it being very similar in color? Like it just looks so much more popping. Ooh, I love that. And just take that all the way around down to my lower lash line and just kind of fade it out into the matte that I have under my eye. Having a little bit of fallout with this, but like I said many times, this is kind of a dry formula, so you definitely want to either spray or use some kind of a primer underneath so that it has something to grip onto. But the nice thing is that even though I do have a little bit of fallout, it's just going to wipe away very easily, so it just doesn't really matter at all. So I think that's going to be it for the eyes. I love this. I love greens on myself. I love big wings on myself. And I love sparkle. And this just makes me so happy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off. I'll come back and I will show you the look. Okay, so this is the final look. And like I said before, I mean, I love this look. I knew I would before I even finish it off. But I think this turned out so good. And I really love the yellow pop and the waterline that I did. I put the yellow gel liner from Lethal. This is in the shade Stereo. And then on my lips, I have the Latex Fever lipstick in Dusty Pink from Linda Hallberg. I love these. I did get them sent in PR, but I just love them so much. Let's see. My highlighter today is Electric from Bitter Lace Beauty. I could have used the one that I used in my inner corner. I completely forget, but I'll try to remember to do that in the last look that we do. So that's gonna be it for look number 3. So far, I'm just having such a good time with these shadows. I think that they are so beautiful. They're like everything that I want in a shimmer shadow. I think that they look so good. So let's go ahead and get into the last look. All right, so for this fourth look, I know I said in the third look, I think, it's been a little while since I filmed the third look. I think I said I wanted to do something purple, like for the mattes at least, so I think that's what I want to do, but I also do have a bit of a plan. I did a look in one of my Untitled videos like a little while ago. I'll pop a picture up on the screen, and I really like this color placement. I really like the way that I did like the wing part, so I think I'm gonna do a purple wing and then just put like shimmers on my lid. So I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. So I'm gonna start with a small angle brush with a purple matte. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do basically as if I'm doing like a hooded eye wing. Just gonna start with my eye open and create that wing shape that I want on the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to just connect that to my lid here so that it kind of meets up with the hood of my eye. I don't want this wing to really be super intense and dramatic. I don't want the rest of my shadows to show when my eye is open. I really only want like the wing part to show. So I'm keeping this on the smaller side for what I usually do with the wing, like I did in my third look. So I'm just gonna make sure that I work on getting a good sharp edge here, which can sometimes be a little bit tough when you're using a matte eyeshadow instead of an eyeliner. At least I think so, but I think this is going to work out okay. I might do that sort of outline thing with an eyeliner as well after I'm done with this. We'll see how sharp I'm able to get this and if I'm happy with the look after. All right, so I think they're like somewhat even. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that shadow and just put like on the outer portion of my lid as well. And I'm gonna do it in a bit of a diagonal here. And I just want to make sure I get a bit of a gradient going with the shadow so that when I layer the shimmers, I will have a nice sort of base to layer them over. All right, so it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be, and that is totally okay. I'm gonna go in with some of my NYX Glitter Primer, and I will figure out what it is that I want to do for the shimmers, because I feel like I have a lot of options, and I definitely want to try to put at least 2 on my lid and 1 in my inner corner, just so we can, you know, showcase as many of these as possible. Just taking the glitter primer all over where I want the shimmers to go, obviously. Layering some of that glitter primer over the outer portion of my wing here as well, just so that we get a nice grippy base. So let's see, I'm thinking I want to use one of these shadows. I'm going to start with this one. This is one of the Endless Shine shadows. This is in the shade Problematic. That's funny. I don't know why I find that so funny, but I really do. And I'm gonna put that from the center of my lid and drag it outwards and blend it into that purple. See, it's so pretty. These are just so beautiful on the eyes. And now you'll see kind of how they look just on their own without being on top of another shadow. And I will also layer it a little bit over that purple so you can see that as well. But it's just so wet looking. Oh, I just really love that. I love it so much. Taking this one in a bit of a diagonal as well here, and then I'll figure out what it is that I want to do for the inner portion. So this will definitely be more of a soft look for what I normally do, because I tend to always have like very strong crease colors that go quite high up. But with this look right here, you're probably not even going to see anything on my lid when my eye is open because of my hooded eyes. But I just wanted this to be, I don't know, a little bit of a different look, because I don't really usually do looks like this, but it's definitely something that you could do if you also have hooded eyes and maybe you're scared of, you know, taking your shadows up too far, or you just don't want like a ton of attention or people like staring at you, but still have like a fun eyeshadow look, you know? I feel like this would be a good option. Okay, so for the inner portion, my question is, I'm so tempted to use this green one from the same collection. Wouldn't that be kind of fun, but also like maybe a lot? Like I also want to use one of these ones, maybe like one of the green ones. Have I used this one? I don't know. It's so hard to remember what it is that I've used and what I haven't used. I think I'm just gonna go with this one, and then I'll pop one of these ones just in my inner corner. So this one is in the shade Radiant. And like I said, it's just gonna go in the front portion of my lid here and just blend it into that other shimmer that I put down. So you'll definitely see now that when I'm putting these not on top of anything, they are kind of sheer, but also like not really sheer. It's such an interesting formula. I really like shadows like these days. These days. Did that make sense? I think so. But I've been really enjoying more toppery kind of formulas. I think that they are just so versatile and so fun. And you can just get so many different looks out of them. Like this looks cool. Like it's very subtle, but it's still very cool. So I think this is actually where I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. I might do some graphic liners and stuff. Let's do something in the inner corner first as well though. I'm gonna take a little bit of, is this the one I wanna use? That would be really pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit of this one. This is in the shade Ray of Light. Just gonna put that right in here. I don't even think I wanna do anything on my lower lash line. I just wanna keep it kind of simple because I just feel like this looks different to what I've done in the past, and I really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with whatever it is that I decide to do. Like I said, I probably am going to do like some kind of a graphic liner. So I'll do that, I'll come back, I'll show you the look, and then we will sum up this video. Okay, so this is the look all done. Remember how I said that this was going to be more of a subtle look? Well, I don't know if you can call it subtle anymore because I did go in with 2 of the neon liners from JD Glow. I used the green one in the front portion and then I used the purple one. I don't know if you can really see it from there, but you'll see it in a close-up to kind of outline the outer portion of my wing. And I really like how this turned out. I kept the under eye just completely clean. I did a little bit of Crybaby from Colourpop in my waterline and just some mascara. And that was basically it. So what I want to do to just finish off is I want to use one of these iridescent ones as my face highlighter. This one is in the shade Vitality. And I just want to kind of see how that goes because I've been using a lot of the ones from Terra Moons on my face and they are so beautiful, and I think that these are going to be really beautiful as well. I'm trying to go in kind of light here because I don't want this to get super out of hand because it is an eyeshadow and they are quite intense, but that is a beautiful pink highlighter if I've ever seen one. That is one of the things that I love about these iridescent kind of shadows is that you can multi-use them and use them on your face as well, and they just look so pretty. Like, look at that. That works so well. I really like that, and I really like it together with the colors that I have on the eyes as well. That is really, really cute. So I like this look a lot. It's obviously not like what I normally do, but sometimes I think it's fun to just experiment and like try different techniques and try something new. And I really like how this looks. Like, I definitely feel like myself, despite it not being like a super blown out smoky eye with like a ton of mattes, but I don't know, I like it. Let me know if you like these looks because I think that these were all super fun and these shadows are so beautiful. Thank you so much, Shine by SD, for sponsoring this video. I hope I did your shadows justice because they really, really deserve it. I always have such a good time playing with all of them, and I hope that you guys check out the brand if you haven't already. They really are a brand that I stand behind and that I love, and I can't wait to see just what they do in the future because I believe that they are going to become one of the bigger indie brands because all of their stuff is so amazing, but the word just needs to spread a little bit more because I feel like it's still quite an underrated brand. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you want to see some other multiple look videos, I'll put my playlist up here, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.